Welcome, everyone, to Pasadena, California and the Rose Bowl in the shadow of the San Gabriel Mountains. Arroyo Seco, also home to the UCLA Bruins, and it just doesn't get much better than this. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see the #1 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on a fellow Big Ten foe, the UCLA Bruins. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. From inside the 10, here he comes. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21.
Kick return sucks.
So the Michigan Wolverines offense takes the field to start this game off.
I don't understand that.
And here he comes, a man
we
who
deep before
epitomizes
start.
the phrase, tight end's always open, David.
And yes, he is, Reese. And it's so cool. The tight end position now has evolved so much. You can move him all over the field, and you can really highlight a guy of his ability.
Too big for safeties to cover and too fast for linebackers to cover. This is a weapon that you've got to take advantage of.
Inside the big house, they have those big condominiums down there on the field, paving the way for the running backs.
Big, huge condominiums, and every year it's a little bit different of how they wear their uniforms and how they fit their uniforms, but the style, always the same. Line up, hit you right in the mouth. That's who Michigan is.
Got there,
rid
right.
of the football, nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down. Give to the running back. That one did not go
Here we
well.
go. Some goal.
Listen, I know there are a lot of DBs out there that all they want to do is get interceptions and dance in the end zone. This dude likes to put his face in the fan, get close to the line of scrimmage, and tackle. And on the opening drive, if he's out there, he gets a huge tackle for loss early. That is a statement play.
Oh, I cannot see my icons.
A return there would have just been
I thought that was X.
They'll just have to settle for the cake at the 23.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
First down here for the offense. Holds and fires complete to the right. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Trying to keep my defense
now,
off the
a whole
field.
lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. And now on second down for this offense. He's looking to throw. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. Here they come facing third and long from the 20. Let's go. From the gun, wants to pass. The sweet feet buy a little time. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
Well, that ain't
This is
happening
why
again.
defensive coordinators lose sleep. Because guys like this have the football in their hand almost every single play. Third down, nothing open. He makes it happen himself. Now set up with a great scoring opportunity with first and goal.
Wants to pass. He caught it. That completion will take it inside the
I thought you
4,
broke
and
on
the
that.
offense is threatening. Now on second and goal. They'll give it to the back. He steps and powers and works his way.
Way to react, baby.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
Looking to throw on third and goal. They're bringing heat. And the pressure gets him back at
Way to
the
bail us
8-yard
out,
line.
B.
And that is how you get it done. Third down,
Don't even try to drop
money down, right? We got to be at our best. How about the monster sack on third down?
Absolutely perfect. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0. So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. Here's the return from inside his 10. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down to the 26. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback.
All kinds of room to the right. Inside the 30. He's at the 10. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Wolverines.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. UCLA will go back to work on offense. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
Yeah, I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball. So, let's see if they can be a little bit more physical in this drive.
He'll pull it on the read. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good team.
They make the stop at number 4. He takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. How about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
Unloads to the wideout. Complete downfield. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, third down, find it. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win. And gets a good release, gets down the field. You see that's your playmaker, that's your guy. Get it to him, get the first down.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? It's been really hard for this offense in this game to run the football, but they finally break off a big run there. That could be the play they need to really generate momentum and get this run game going.
Fires to the right. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, UCLA.
Well, fellas, know we had a rough one on the side.
Nice job working the route, getting himself open, and was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air.
We get no breaks on our schedule with Michigan.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Ohio State looked dominant in a victory that was never really in question. That offense had zero problem putting up points, not unlike the days of Stroud and Fields and so many greats before them. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that. It sounds as if they had a good one there.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. They run the reverse. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. That's the end of the quarter, and UCLA has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. second down now as they're ready to go back to work. He's looking to throw. Quickly out to the tight end. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. Making great decisions. That's what all of the legendary Michigan quarterbacks have done. John Navarre, Elvis Grbac, and the guy, can't remember, drafted in the 6th round by the Patriots.
Yeah, that guy, what was his name? Tom Brady? Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah, he was pretty good too. But when you think about Michigan, you don't always think about the quarterbacks, and you don't always think about airing it out. But again, if you want to be a great college football team nowadays, you better be able to throw that pigskin.
And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this, because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will pounce on you and seize momentum. Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride, and they want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
The Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical. They wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. To the ground with the back. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
And offenses want to continue to feature the run. They want balance. Even if it's not super successful, you can take it little bit at a time just to keep that defense honest.
Defense trying to come up with a stop on 3rd and short from the 37. The snap sets up the throw. A little screen to the running back. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm. What better way than converting on 3rd down? Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
He's looking to throw it. He's right on target. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn upfield. You saw that right there.
Leaves it with the back. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice gain before the defense is able to stop him.
And that last run is just a nice job seeing the hole, exploding through it. He has had a heck of a night. Now with that carry, over 100 yards on the game. That's the mark you really want to hit as a running back, and he's got that here tonight.
The give to the back. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the first down.
Well, the defense knew coming into this one it was going to be a physical game. Guys are going to have to be great at the point of attack and get off blocks and make tackles. They couldn't stop the offense from picking up that first down on that one.
A first down run on the doorstep. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. And the Wolverines want to crank the tempo. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Michigan. You know what? Methuselah lived 969 years. He was born and died in the amount of time it took them to walk it down the field and score that touchdown.
That's just so frustrating. Play after play after play, you line up, you try to do your assignment, and you fail, and they cap it off with a touchdown. Oh, Methuselah.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tied.
I don't understand how they take a weakness like that.
All of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
They'll try the run. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. That linebacker was a heat-seeking missile, and the heat that he sought was the ball carrier.
Yeah, great job, great feel. Linebackers are making all the calls in the defense and understanding when I need to come through that gap and come through with bad intentions. Those guys are usually 245 pounds of heat-seeking missile.
Running with power.
I didn't know he was going to break that
Takes
tackle.
away another tackle. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
Well, there's the offense trying to take advantage of this running back speed. I like the call. Hand off to the left, to the outside. Put him in space and let him go to work.
Got a man. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Now on 2nd down. Off play action. He'll take a shot. Throw to the end zone. It's picked off. Really nice focus by this sophomore, and he jumped on his chance to make a play.
And that's just excellent coverage. Man, cover one, nowhere to throw the football. Look at everybody playing man across the board, and you still got the safety in the middle of the field. Nobody open, and if I'm the QB, man, I don't need to force it. I don't force it in the tight windows if it's not there. He throws it, unfortunately, gets the interception. Bad decision by the QB there.
He showed it all there, a little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
What a nice run there. And from the beginning of time, Michigan football has been synonymous with running the football. You can think back to Tyrone Wheatley, Anthony Thomas, Chris Perry, Hassan Haskins. Big
Boy, I need y'all to make those blocks.
Also had sprinter speed, and that could change the game. This dude right here, every time he has the football, he has the ability to go the distance, and that's what makes this Michigan offense so dangerous.
From the gun, the ground game. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on 1st and 2nd down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up 3rd and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that 2nd down by this defense.
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the 1st down. They'll immediately call timeout.
This offense is clicking, everything working together really well. Coordinator, quarterback, offensive line. Good rhythm, good flow. Defense is going to have to find something to kind of mess up this timing they got going on.
Throws to the wideout. Oh, did he find a hole in the defense? Touchdown, Wolverine! Made the snag and strolled his way into the end zone.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. UCLA will go back to work on offense. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the 2nd half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
Using his legs to buy some time. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this third down play. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. A third and short coming from their own 20-yard line. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. And the Bruins send out the punt unit. They'll look to pin him deep. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. In modern college football, Jesse, if there's time, there's an opportunity to attack.
And I like them being aggressive here too, guys. Look, they practiced this all week long. Now you're in that situation to go.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And it's incomplete. Good play downfield by the DB.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass. Locating the football, no PI, able to swat it away, pass incomplete.
He'll take another shot here.
Dang it!
Incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Looking deep down the right side. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
He's going to throw deep right side. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. He finally goes out of bounds, but you better check that laundry on the field. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty.
I don't know what that was. I'm taking it though.
Pushes ahead. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Michigan. No mid-season concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead.
And I love this offense, man. Staying aggressive. Just because you got the lead, you know people can score points in bunches. This offense keeps the foot on the accelerator, scores again on the final play. Now this offense has even more of a cushion going into halftime.
That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
All right, guys, a delightful first 2 quarters from there in Pasadena today.
The Wolverines will kick it off to start the second half. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. They come into this third quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece.
And he is snowed under, sacked at the 7.
What a great play. This guy is a force on this D-line. You think about Michigan football defensively, they've got dudes up front. Aiden Hutchinson, Brandon Graham, Mozzie Smith, Rashawn Gary. Guys that can win one-on-one and guys that change and force your game plan to have to adapt for them. You need to double team these guys if you want to have any chance. This is that type of player. He's got so much ability.
Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. The Bruins will call on their punt team. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. He's got great speed. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Guys, here come those maize and blue wing helmets on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute it.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Ready to fire from the pistol. Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
You can't let the same guy beat you over and over and over again. You got to make adjustments. Sometimes you got to bring more guys in the box, more guys to the football, and make sure he's not the one who beat you.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it.
Oh, catch that.
And money down is where you see defenses really understand where the sticks are.
Oh, I got that.
Know what's coming and get off the field.
So they're going to send out the field goal unit to try a long. He says he can kick one from 75, but here he's going to need just 58 of them.
Ah, that would have been good. The wind didn't even push it.
After the miss, fellas, still sitting on an 18-point lead.
Man, that was going to be a bomb.
At all.
UCLA will go back to work on offense. Quick release on the RPO.
When I don't think the wind is going to push, the little shanks it.
First down now on 2nd. They'll run play action. Keeps looking downfield. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
29 Philly, 2-9 Philly. Ready, go!
Off the play fake on first down.
Dude, if we hit him, it didn't even affect him.
He's got him inside the 10, first and goal from the 8.
And as a quarterback, that's what you want to do on these deep go route type throws. You want to put a lot of air under it so your guy can turn around, locate it, and then make the catch.
Yeah, and that's so hard to stop. I mean, I'm running
Good
full speed
tackle.
down the field with a guy that's this fast, and I don't know where the ball is and when it's coming out, and trying to make a play on it is extremely difficult.
They keep pushing forward now, back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6. Lets it fly. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Bruins.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
The kickoff team out there to boot it away and 15 yards farther up the field after the roughing the kicker penalty. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish strong.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. From the gun, the running back has it.
Good job, Seller.
Good pick up there as he
Run
gets
that back. We'll run that
They'll
back.
mark him at the 48. And the Wolverines want to move quickly. They're getting this guy lathered up. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
You see all this movement in football now. All this stem, the defensive line, they're sliding right before the snap, creating confusion for the offensive line. Then they're moving back and stunting. Really good job by the defense. Continue to move, continue to stunt, continue to get in the backfield, and make this life hard on this running back.
Well, you gotta say, that's pretty crazy.
Still short of the first down.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
They'll try to pick up the first through the air. It's complete. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Wolverine.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback and wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off.
That's a hole.
Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled, you realize what's going on. Now, I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on its last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive.
Let's go, Simonette.
Just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. And there he is again. Another sack, channeling his inner Aiden Hutchinson against Penn State.
And that is high praise when you start comparing somebody to Aiden Hutchinson. Michigan, year after year, they find these dudes, man. The guys that will get after the quarterback. Hey, let's go, big fella. Let's go for that record.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion.
Dude, that's all they do is run screen.
3rd and long situation. They try to go screen. I think they were hoping it was going to be a big zone and they could get those offensive linemen down the field, but the defense sniffed it out, forcing the incompletion.
Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. They'll put the ball in play from just inside their own 40 at the 39. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
Well, you got to give the defense a lot of credit on this play because they were doing a nice job understanding who had the football and where they were. So a nice job by the defense rallying around that ball carrier and now not giving up the first down.
And here comes the offense on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. He tosses one high.
Good position. But he always be high pointing.
And they make the tackle, not before he gets the first down. Now let's see if they rush to the line or let the time run out here in the 3rd. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They love to start this
What did I pick?
with a touchdown right here.
I did not pick this.
They'll go to the air. Got it. Touchdown, Michigan. And the punishment has been extended.
It put me in a Hail Mary.
With that, they are closing in on bowl eligibility, but with this big lead and a 6-0 start, much bigger dreams for this squad.
How about the bomb by the offense? The Hail Mary, they go deep. The defense knows it's coming. Where are they? Where is the defense? You got to stay as deep as the deepest and make sure this doesn't happen. The Hail Mary to success.
And the returner will be dragged down. UCLA will go back to work on offense. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to
Get out
get
of
this defense
position.
on the heels.
This guy just gives you the arms. I mean, he's just got so much electricity. He just pulls it down and chews up yards like it's nothing. That's a quarterback. A quarterback doing that to your defense.
He's got the back in the middle.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible. And sometimes it doesn't work in the running game. I can throw it to him. I can try to create some space out wide, dump him the football, let him make some catches, and see if I can't get some big plays out of him.
Got his man on the right. And the defense able to drag him down, but not before. They'll recycle that down marker. And the Bruins will snap it on 1st and 10.
55 weak.
He's going to pass. Going to take a shot. Fires and picked off.
Good job, Steve.
Trying to take it back. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
Let's take this clock
And as
down.
a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
Got 6 on 1st down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Out of the gun. The running back has it. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. Third and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on 4th down by what they call here. To the ground to try to move the chains. They convert on 3rd down as he gets it to the 46-yard line.
I think Jesse and Reese could call offensive plays for any team. If they're having this much success on the ground, it starts with the ground game, right? Like, you can chew up these kind of plays, then I can play action later on and take shots. But right now, defense has first got to stop the run game that's been chewing them up.
They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
I know the passing game sells, and the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards a pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
42 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the 1st down.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the 1st down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that 1st down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
He had to fight for a couple down to the 33.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. The handoff, keep working on that clock. Miles ahead for a pickup of 1 to the 32. A 3rd and long coming up here.
So let the clock keep ticking.
Takes the handoff and he's going right. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. And for the 2nd time tonight, they'll trot out the field goal kicker. He's going to have to get into this one a little bit from 47 yards away.
So that one moves, but the other one doesn't. That's the kind of bull trap I've been talking about.
Oh, they missed the field goal. That's about the only
Literally had the same kick with the wind pushing it, and that pushed it all the way to the left.
defense in a bunch formation. Trying to find his man on first down. Holds it in on the
So
left.
much BS,
Hit
dude.
the afterburners, kid. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, UCLA. He has been surgical, precision passing, using the scalpel, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
And the defense is absolutely no answer for it. Just, he's been down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing, and just destroying this defense.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. UNLV is currently working from behind, but how many times have we said that and then witnessed something special happen? This time of year, you just never know. They're trailing by 13 to Colorado State. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this one.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning.
Yankee blue! Yankee blue!
The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. The give to the back. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. Inside the 30 at the 29, it's a first down. Right back to the well.
Dude, you nervous if you would block somebody.
Play moves to change for the first down.
This guy's been special today. Coming into this one, they thought they had an opportunity really to get him going, running the football, and he has delivered. You've seen the speed, the vision, his ability to break tackles. Well over 100 rushing yards in this game, and that's why they have a nice lead here lately.
And the timing just a hair.
I literally touch
A little
passed.
bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. They'll go to the ground. Tough, hard-nosed run. He picks up 3, but stopped just short. It'll be 4th and 1. And here comes the field goal team. Salt, meet open wound. Never a doubt. And they'll push
You gotta
them
make
down
one.
a little further. That last field goal was a big one. Now it takes a touchdown to beat them. You want to pin them back on the kickoff here.
Touchdown to beat me. I'm up 3 score.
Let's see what he can get done from inside his own 15. No more room to run. They make the tackle right there, and the clock is at 0, and that's how this one will end. When you hit this point in the season, week 7, you sort of turn the corner, and you remain unbeaten. At this point, you've morphed into a